Hi judges, my name is Kaylee Siau. I'm competing in a leadership star event at senior level. I'm from Kirbyville, Texas, and the title of my project is My Leadership Finale. To start off this project, let's talk about my concerns and goals. As of today, I'm a senior at Kirbyville High School with a job as a cashier at Brookshire Brothers. I'm the president of FCCLA. I'm a drum major of our Kirbyville High School, as well as vice president of Health Science Club. My first and foremost concern for this project was that I will not be able to improve or even identify my weaknesses due to being so busy with my whole life and everything that senior year has to offer. Nonetheless, my goal for this project was to turn those weaknesses into strengths. I will be able to do so by using the SMART plan as well as the future feedback I will receive from my observers. The first thing I had to do was lay out my personal leadership activities and experiences that I had for the first few years. First, let's start with FCCLA. I was first freshman representative. My sophomore year, I was vice president of public relations. Junior year, I was secretary, and this year, I'm the president of our FCCLA chapter. I have previously competed in FCCLA star events each year. I have advanced to state 3 times, and my freshman year, I was also able to advance to nationals, where I received gold at Atlanta, Georgia. This year, I was able to walk the 50-yard line with my stepbrother Trevor, and I was also able to be a part of the homecoming parade with my best friend Abby. Due to COVID, there are many annual activities and plans that we had for the year, such as Mission Arlington, bake sales, and the Jingle Bell Ball, but they were all unfortunately canceled. However, we were able to continue some of our traditions, such as RAC Attacks, which stands for Random Act of Kindness Attack, where one day out of each month we were able to pass out some sort of snack or dessert to hand out to our student body to hopefully make their day a little bit better. We were also able to have a trunk or treat at Halloween where each of us dressed up as a character and handed out candy to students. As for my school leadership activities, I have first been a section leader my sophomore year, head of uniform crew my junior year, and I'm currently the drum major for our KHS band. Becoming drum major has truly been the cherry on top of everything that I've been through this year. I worked so hard to be this leader in my band, something that I really thought I wouldn't accomplish due to the lack of experience and knowledge. However, I have been very successful because I was able to lead the marching band to straight ones, which means the judges thought our band was excellent and superior. Another leadership role I played in school is a vice president of health science. At first, I was voted president of the club, but after I evaluated everything I had going on in my life, I realized I just wouldn't be able to give the club a chance to thrive, so I stepped down to vice president. The last thing in my profile is my personal life. 2 years ago, I was able to be a junior member of the Chamber of Commerce. There, I was able to help with community-wide events such as Whoville and the Christmas in the Park. And then, at the end of my junior year, May of 2020, I started as a cashier at Brookshire Brothers. Since then, I have been able to learn what the community is like, who the people are there, and just learning how to live there as a person and be there in the public. I have also been able to sack groceries, stock shelves, and maybe even get a raise in the next month or so. After looking everything over, including past and current leadership experiences, I was then able to look at the employability skills checklist to kickstart the rest of my project. After I completed the checklist and saw what ways I needed to apply different skills to my leadership roles, I then took the FCCLA Leadership Inventory Self-Analysis. This gave me a chance to see where I thought I lacked and excelled with my leadership characteristics. What I've learned from my personal analysis is that I have a good, effective interpersonal relationship, but I don't have as well critical thinking skills. To have a different perspective, I asked a variety of people who have all seen me in a leadership role. I was able to ask my band director, my FCCLA advisor, and a reliable student to take the same analysis about me as I did. I was then able to analyze their scores and obtain their thoughts and opinions of what they thought my strengths and weaknesses were. I concluded that I am kind, trustworthy, hardworking. However, I had some weaknesses that I was confronted with, like any other leader has in the world. I've gathered that I need to work on my confidence level, the volume of my voice, as well as managing my time wiser. Throughout this project, I had truly experienced my highs and lows to the extreme, and honestly, I give all the thanks to COVID-19. On January 2nd, 2021, my stepmother Ginger tested positive for corona. and we had to quarantine with her. And unfortunately, the inevitable happened, and my dad and I also tested positive. Throughout the quarantine, we were just trying to get through each day and just trying to get through it, but after 2 or 3 weeks, we just started to get mentally and physically, emotionally exhausted, and we were ready to get out in the world. Long story short, I believe the worst part of quarantine was just not being able to see my family and friends. And even after the quarantine, I wanted to go see one of my family members, but they did not want to see me. And that truly hurt me deep down. However, my stepmother, Ginger Siau, was there for me every step of the way. No matter what, she always kept my spirits up, and she always told me that sooner or later things will turn back around and get back to normal. She has truly been the admirable leader, not only that I wanted, but the leader I will always need in my life. As I continue my project and evaluate what information I have received so far, I have now came to the conclusion of 3 goals for myself. The first goal is to manage my time. I knew I would be able to accomplish this goal because I could write down my upcoming plans and activities for the week within a planner that I bought from Walmart. At first, it was a little difficult to even remember to write down the activities in the first place, but after a while, I just got into the habit of looking at my course syllabus for college or for high school and just writing it down and marking it out. So now, I'm able to manage my time wiser now that I have a little planner to carry around with me, and now I can even put it in my phone. The second goal I have for myself is to gain confidence. For example, sometimes I struggled with making decisions for a team, and I always second-guessed if that decision was right or wrong. However, I was able to interview many successful adults in my life, such as teachers and my parents, and whenever I put their advice to use, such as whenever I called the band to attention whenever they were being loud, I always ended up being right somehow. And that's when my confidence began to rise, when I realized the decisions I was making were right most of the time. After a few tries and getting some experiences, I was able to make decisions for myself and others without hesitation. The last goal I had for myself is one that I'm still working on, but I believe I've definitely improved since I realized it was a problem, which is to have a louder voice. When I say I need a louder voice, I mean whenever I have to talk to large groups of people or just someone one-on-one, where I tend to mumble sometimes. I was able to be a little successful with this goal because I practiced at home talking to my parents, to customers at work, or just in large groups of people, such as whenever I was drum major and I had to talk to almost 100 students outside. As I've worked on the goals I've had for myself over the course of 5 months, I was able to get some outside perspective reflections on how well I accomplished these goals. My first observer was my FCCLA advisor, Ms. Moss. She has watched me grow from a shy, unknowledgeable freshman to a very outgoing and knowledgeable senior. She explained that I had been a part of many leadership activities, I've grown outside of my shell, and I've now become a new and improved myself. My other observer is my science teacher, Mr. Keeland. I've had him for physics my sophomore year, and this year I am taking him for forensics. He has seen me lead at my place of work, at community events for FCCLA, and even on the field as a drum major. He recognized my past and current achievements as a leader, whether that meant in or out of school. As I've come to the conclusion of my leadership finale, the main thing I've learned is as long as I have a good support system behind me, I can't fail. And even if I do, they will help me back up. I know my life will not always go the way it plans, and I can't expect it to go the way I want it to, but as I've taken from this very resourceful project is to set goals for myself, follow through with them, no matter what. Thank you for your time.